Well, right now, a new war on women may be emerging from an unlikely place as two feminists urge young women to support Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders. And their words are igniting a whole different controversy. So we'll start with this. When Bill Maher asks why young women aren't leaning towards Hillary Clinton. Take a listen.
When you're young, you're thinking, you know, where are the boys? The boys are with Bernie, or, you know.
Ooh. Now, if I said that.
No.
Yeah, they're for Bernie, because that's where the boys are. You'd
it's
swap
not,
me. Come on.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't because the boys are saying whether. No, I mean, hello. How well do you know me? Okay. Right.
Okay.
Feminist icon Gloria Steinem there. In the meantime, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright had this to say.
And you have to help. Hillary Clinton will always be there for you. And just remember, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other.
We'll keep that in mind. Julie Rajinski is a Fox News contributor, and Deneen Borelli, chief political correspondent of Conservative Review. She's also a Fox News contributor. It's nice to have you both. So two questions I'd like to tackle today is whether or not these comments were appropriate and whether or not they're effective. Julie, let's start with the appropriateness of it. What do you make of these comments coming from these icons?
Let me tell you something. I started my career at Emily's List. I served on the board of the Women's Campaign School at Yale for 10 years. My life has been about empowering women, and it's about electing women to office. And she was dead wrong. There is no excuse for her to have made that comment. It sets the feminist cause back. It sets back women.
Why do you think she said it?
You know,
Julie?
I think she was trying to be funny. I don't really understand why she said it. It is completely inexcusable. You know, I am actually not a Bernie Sanders supporter, but the women who are supporting him, the millennial women, are doing it, I suppose, because they have conviction about his campaign and because they think he's the right man for the job, not because some boy told them to do it, not because they're trying to be cute or flirt with boys, because they believe in him the same way I believed in Bill Clinton in 1992 when I cast my first presidential vote for him. I mean, there's no excuse for that kind of behavior, and I don't understand why somebody like Gloria Steinem would say something that demeaning to women.
Deneen, how do you understand it?
Jenna, these comments are outrageous, they're insulting, and they are sexist. This is not the way to influence any voter, especially young female voters. And clearly, Hillary Clinton is desperate right now. She is desperate. She doesn't know what else to do. So she's rolling out these individuals, and they're making these outrageous comments. And also, don't forget the fact that she also rolled out her husband, Bill Clinton, a known sexual predator. He's not going to help influence these individuals either.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the explanation for it and whether or not it's effective now. Gloria Steinem went on to say that women become more radical as they get older. So when they're younger, they don't appreciate the lack of power that they have, but as they grow older, they become less sensitive to these issues, or more sensitive to these issues, and it brings them to the radical side, Julie. That's one of the things that she was saying. Hillary Clinton tried to kind of explain Madeleine Albright's perspective as well on the Sunday shows. Let's just listen to her explanation.
Want people to be offended by what she is expressing as her very...
You understand why some might have been offended by it?
Good grief, we're getting offended about everything these days. I think what she was trying to do, which she's done in every setting I've ever seen her in, going back 20-plus years, was to remind young women, particularly, that, you know, this struggle, which many of us have been part of, is not over. And don't be in any way lulled by the progress we've made.
Yeah, here's the hit, though, right? Young women don't get it. They don't understand what older women do, and therefore they're making silly, silly decisions, these silly women. Julie, what do you make of the explanation from Hillary?
Well, there is a special place in hell for women who don't help other women because they think that somehow those other women are going to be coming up and taking their spot. I agree with that. I don't agree that just because there's a woman on the ballot, you should vote for her if you think there's a better alternative. And as I said, I have spent my career trying to elect women to office, so I'm very sensitive to this. But sometimes you just think a man is the better candidate. I've been in that situation myself, and I say this again as a Hillary supporter. So I'm not going to cast aspersions on these women just because they choose to vote for Bernie Sanders and somehow diminish their cause.
Do you think it'll hurt them? Julie, do you think there's going to be an impact from this? I mean, these soundbites. I mean, this is in the New York Times is pulling this up and pointing it out as something that's questionable.
I think it's not helpful because I think there's a lot of women out there, including women like me, who simply sit back and say, you know what, stop exploiting the gender aspect of this. We understand enormity and the significance of having the first woman president, but the reason I happen to vote for Hillary or want to support Hillary is because I think she's the best candidate not because of her anatomy, not because she happens to be making history as the first woman. I think it's demeaning to women to think that's the only reason we're going to be supporting Hillary Clinton.
And Deneen, again, going back to the common theme that we see from the explanations from these women is that young women just don't get it. They're not making smart decisions. And this is coming from older women that are in leadership positions. And one has to ask the question, if a man said this, a conservative man, what the impact would be and what a double standard there is.
Oh, yeah, forget it. The news lines would be on fire with all of those comments, and just as you mentioned, Jenna. But listen, Hillary Clinton is the problem. She's the establishment. She is not likable. She's not credible. People don't trust her. And to wheel out these individuals making these insulting comments to voters, especially to young females, I find very outrageous.
That's something we're going to be watching now closely. Will it continue? Is this a one-off, or will it continue? And again, why do we do this to ourselves? Because we do as a group, and why does that keep happening? Democrat and Republican, really. Julie, Deneen, great to have you both. Julie, I know you'll be back to talk a little bit more about another political topic that's catching some heat today. Thank you so much.
Thanks.